Do you think that airlines genuinely want to decarbonise and become greener, or are they just doing the bare minimum so that they can sort of tick that box and meet their social responsibility expectations?
Yeah, I think airlines are in a really tricky position because ultimately they are governed by the need to make profit, and the profit margins are quite low in aviation. So I do empathize with the task. That's why we need international regulation. We need an international effort to really transition the whole of the airline sector. And we could actually be very excited about the future of aviation if we sent the right signals internationally to the aviation sector. Then we could see a whole next generation of aircraft. Say in the next 10 or 15 years, we could see short haul electric aircraft, we could see hybrid electric aircraft, and we could really start to have clean energy powering those aircraft as well. So yes, we might not be able to go as far because the range of the aircraft is going to be limited for some time. But we could actually take shorter hops and get to our destination a little bit slower because maybe we have to stop once or twice. But if we're going in an electric aircraft, then surely this is a wonderful thing, and it reduces the actual particle emissions as well. So the air that we're breathing in and around these very busy cities becomes much cleaner as well.
Now, you've proposed an idea to put tax on private flights because they produce, from the research that you've sent us, 30% more carbon emissions than cars, and cars are being taxed. But what's the thinking behind this idea? And also tell me, do you want to implement this globally, or is this something that you are initially starting with the UK?
Yeah, so what's being proposed at COP30 right now by the Global Solidarity Levy Task Force is a premium flyer tax. So this is a tax not for everyday people that are using aviation in the right sense, but there's a small minority of people that are using aviation for example, using their private jets, and this is the pinnacle of injustice, really, when we have this very limited carbon budget for aviation. We want everybody to be able to enjoy the benefits of aviation, but a very small minority are causing most harm. So ideally, if we taxed the private jet fuel, which is currently completely tax-free. In fact, if you're driving your car to drop your kids off at school, then you're probably paying more tax, certainly in the UK, on your fuel than you are if you're flying your private jet to your offshore mansion. So we ideally this tax would apply internationally, but it's up to independent countries to implement this tax. For instance, the Maldives has a tax on private jet users when they depart the Maldives, and they have to pay around $400 US. So what we'd ideally like to see from the Global Solidarity Levy Task Force is a premium tax on both business flyers, first-class travelers, and private jet users, so we can use some of that money. There's this big lack of finance currently. We need to raise 1.3 trillion by 2035 in climate finance to help developing countries. So this could be a major part of raising the much-needed climate finance to ensure that developing countries can transition and phase out fossil fuels.